Hi, we're Dave and Leslie Meuer.
Welcome to Meuer Farm.
I grew up on a farm, actually the farm right across the road here. That's where I was born, actually where my great-grandfather settled in the late 1800s. This farm here then my dad actually purchased in 1969. So I've been on this farm since I was 8 years old. In 1994 I purchased everything on this side of the road and kind of gone from there.
I grew up on the upper coast of Maine, and we're definitely blue collar there. A lot of people working in the ocean, working in the woods and the fields. After high school, I picked up and moved out to Chicago to go to college, and met David after I was already running my own company down in a more urban area in Illinois. And I'm still transitioning even today, but it's calmer out here, it's quiet, and I enjoy it.
Property is special, I think, because it's one of the only areas on this side of the lake here where you actually have the farmland like you see out in front, but we have the valley that goes down behind where the stream runs through, where the cows can graze. But once you get back in there further, you see with the trees, and they say with the mushrooms and the wildlife and everything we have back there, you just don't find that in this area here on this side of the lake.
My favorite part about being here is the different animals we have here on the farm. I may baby them a bit more than the farmer would like some days, but I enjoy them out here.
Our farm here is part of the Conservation Stewardship Program, which is a national conservation program that basically rewards farmers for doing a good job and practicing good conservation practices. Investing in conservation is a long-term investment. It takes years, once you've got things established to conserve the soil, to protect the water, to clean up the water. You don't get an immediate return. However, a lot of the practices we have done, we have seen some type of return. You're not going to see erosion, the gullies, and things through your fields. As far as the plantings, even like a food plot we did, we saw such a benefit just from the food plot alone here. Terraces, grass waterways, lots of those things make a big difference. These pastures have been here for over 100 years. We have 45 acres here of pasture, 13 different paddocks. And they range in size anywhere from 1 to 5 acres in size. We do not do intensive grazing on the farm here, we do rotational grazing. We rotate the cows through about every 3 to 4 days, or to a point where I see that the grass is the right color, the right length, and then we move them. So by the time they rotate all the way around through them, it's usually been 30 to 40 days.
A couple years ago, we sat down and talked about our crops and the kind of crops that we plant here. We offer a number of cash crops, and we saw the numbers going down, down, down. So I sat down and I asked him one day, what else can we plant here? And now we're planting oats, spelt, durum, a number of different specialty grains. And we also talked recently about what we're doing with our herd of cows here, with our calves. We're looking ahead to potentially offer grass-fed beef here. So we're always looking at our property and asking ourselves, what can we do next?
Instead of just adding more cows and staying with like a monoculture, we decided to diversify our farm even more. And I can't stress that enough, diversify, diversify, diversify. And at that point then, we planted our first strawberry fields. We started tapping the trees for maple syrup. We started doing bees at that time, and of course we had our corn maze. It's the first time we started that. And as soon as we did that, it opened up the farm to the public. Second year, we saw numbers of people coming through the farm here just about double. People are actually coming to learn about agriculture, about the farming practices here. And one of the big things is people want to actually see where their food is being grown. But not only do they want to see where it's grown, they want to be able to talk to the farmer that's growing it. Another way to diversify the farm here has been growing crops that are used for human food now instead of just for cattle food or for commodities. Being a small farm here, one of the obstacles we've had to overcome as far as farming is new farm machinery costs a lot of money. So I've actually worked with some smaller, younger operators who are catering to people like us as far as making small square bales. They've got smaller equipment, so they're willing to go to places like ours, which really helps. And we try to support them too.
The Meuers are an outstanding example of land stewardship in Wisconsin because a lot of conservation practices that are installed on farms have benefit off farms. We have Lake Winnebago that is 3/4 of a mile from here. And the conservation practices that are installed on this farm benefit water quality, benefit fish habitat, and also improve soil health and productivity. There's hundreds of thousands of individuals off this farm that are benefit from conservation practices that are being installed on this farm. And so when they invite other farmers to see what they're doing, other farmers are more likely to pick up and adopt those conservation practices as well. And when we have conservation ambassadors that are farmers, it's a jewel for all of us that enjoy the off-site benefits.
I think the changes we're making here and the conservation efforts that we offer are amazing, and I enjoy being a part of them.
You don't need 500 acres, you don't need 1,000 acres to make a good living on a farm. And that's a good feeling to me. The motto for our farm here is farming, education, conservation. And those three parts play a very key roles here in everything we do.